time and talk with you about the hand of one is the hand of all law, shoplifting, and why it's a problem and why it's bad. I think some officers need to be retrained, and asset protection. Um, I'm going to use the example of Walmart. You go in with a group, uh, they steal something. If you're a lookout, if you know they're stealing, even if you're not a lookout, you're not participating in it. You're as guilty as the people that's doing it. And society will deteriorate into nothing, into chaos. There won't be any stores if enough shoplifting continues. So there have to be some safeguards. There have to be some penalties. But the officers need to make sure that the suspects that they arrest know that they have done something wrong. Uh, I think some of them honestly don't think they did anything wrong because they weren't actually participating. Even if they're not a lookout and they stay with the group, if they do not report it, you're as guilty as the people who are actually doing whatever the crime was. Imagine if they weren't shoplifting and they went in the store to beat somebody, beat an employee, you're watching them kick and punch or whatever the person in the store, and you do nothing about it, even though you don't participate, and you're trying to stay around because you rode with them, you're as guilty as they are. You need to know that you did something wrong, and that's why you're punished, even though you weren't shoplifting or most of the time there is a lookout. There's several lookouts that go into large groups trying to shield themselves from the camera and get out in a hurry with whatever they're stealing. But the officers need to try to talk to the people they arrest and get them to understand that they actually did something wrong. I think a lot of court cases could be um, resolved, uh, and it's like the kicking a dog. There's nothing that anyone could ever do to be hit, especially an animal, um, where you should physically strike it and injure it. The dog doesn't know it did something wrong, so you're just punishing it. Eventually, it'll get defensive, just like a person, and they'll have anger problems because they're scared. If it's small, a teenage, a girl, you have no idea, a boy, what they've been through, and they might appear to be angry and come across as angry, and that is just fear of them protecting themselves because they're afraid they're being accused of something that they don't actually realize um, is wrong. It's a bad thing, and they're actually punished because they didn't do something they should have done, or they did something they knew they shouldn't do. Anyway, I hope this helps. I'd like to hear any comments. It's caused me a lot of distress, and if you're an officer or a criminal or somebody that's been through this, I'd like to hear your story. Feel